They built empires behind locked doors and green paint, and the blood never quite washed away. If you're fascinated by the shadows where power, violence, and history collide, stay with me, because these walls still remember everything. Chicago, Illinois. 1871, the day after the Great Chicago Fire. A building rises from the ashes at 678 North Orleans Street. Brick and mortar. 3 stories. The owners paint the door green. No one knows why yet. The city rebuilds around it. Decades pass. The building changes hands. Changes purpose. By 1910, another structure appears at 4802 North Broadway. Tom Shamali buys it. Calls it Green Mill Gardens. Names it after the Moulin Rouge in Paris. Jazz bands play. People dance. Legal liquor flows. January 16, 1920. 12:01 a.m. The 18th Amendment takes effect. Prohibition begins. Every legal drink in America becomes illegal. The Green Mill on Broadway doesn't close. Neither does the building with the green door on Orleans Street. They adapt. Underground tunnels get dug. Secret entrances appear. The green door becomes a signal. A code. During Prohibition, green doors mean one thing: speakeasy inside. Jack McGurn walks into the Green Mill. They call him Machine Gun Jack. He works for Al Capone. McGurn doesn't just visit, he takes over the lease. The Green Mill becomes a speakeasy. Illegal alcohol flows through underground tunnels. Jazz bands still play. But now gangsters fill the booths. McGurn installs a special table for Capone. Corner booth. Clear view of both doors. Front and back. Capone sits there often. Makes deals. Drinks bootleg whiskey. Nobody bothers him. The singer at the Green Mill, Joe E. Lewis, gets an offer to perform at a competing club. Better money. Lewis accepts. McGurn hears about it. Capone hears about it. November 1927. 3 men enter Lewis's hotel room. They slash his throat. Cut his tongue. Leave him for dead. Lewis survives. Barely. Spends months in the hospital. Never performs at the competing club. Dean O'Banion runs liquor in Chicago's North Side. Irish mobster. Owns a flower shop at 738 North State Street. Keeps chrysanthemums in the window. Bootlegs alcohol on the side. Competes with Capone. Drinks at the Green Door Speakeasy on Orleans Street. O'Banion and Capone clash over territory. Over customers. Over respect. November 10, 1924. 11:30 a.m. 3 men enter O'Banion's flower shop. O'Banion stands at the counter. Cutting chrysanthemums. The men approach. One extends his hand for a handshake. O'Banion takes it. The other 2 pull guns. 6 shots. O'Banion falls among his flowers. Dead before he hits the ground. The killers walk out. Get into a car. Drive away. Nobody sees the license plate. Nobody talks to police. Capone denies involvement. But everyone knows. February 14, 1929. 10:30 a.m. 7 men wait inside the SMC Cartage Company garage at 2122 North Clark Street. Lincoln Park neighborhood. The men work for George Bugs Moran. Moran runs the North Side Gang. Competes with Capone for control of Chicago's bootlegging. A Cadillac pulls up outside. 4 men exit. 2 wear police uniforms. 2 wear suits and long coats. The 4 enter the garage through the front door. Inside, the 7 men see the uniforms. They think it's a routine police raid. Not uncommon. The 4 men with guns line the 7 against the brick wall. Hands up. Face the wall. The 7 comply. They expect to get arrested. Pay a bribe. Go home. The guns open fire. Thompson submachine guns. Over 70 rounds. The noise echoes through Lincoln Park. The 7 men collapse. Blood pools on the concrete floor. 6 die instantly. 1, Frank Gussenberg, survives. Barely. Police arrive within minutes. Find Gussenberg still breathing. Ask him who shot him. Gussenberg looks at the officer. Says, "Nobody shot me." Dies 3 hours later in the hospital. The 4 killers exit calmly. The 2 in suits raise their hands. The 2 in police uniforms hold guns on them. It looks like an arrest. Witnesses on the street see what appears to be cops making an arrest after a shooting. The four get into the Cadillac. Drive away. Nobody stops them. Police search for the getaway car. Find it 2 days later in a garage at 1834 West Wabansha Avenue. 2 doors down from a social club. The building at 1824 West Wabansha operates as Room 21 during Prohibition. A speakeasy. A Polish social club next door. A hardware store on the ground floor. The hardware store sells tools during the day. Stores illegal liquor in the basement at night. Passes bottles through a hole in the wall to the social club. The social club serves drinks to members. Capone's men use the garage nearby. Nobody connects the dots immediately. Bugs Moran survives the massacre. He wasn't at the garage that morning. Arrived late. Saw the Cadillac outside. Thought it was a police raid. Kept walking. Saved his life. Later tells reporters, only Capone kills like that. Capone is in Florida during the massacre. Has an alibi. Multiple witnesses. The Chicago police investigate. Find nothing they can prove. The case remains officially unsolved. But everyone knows. Within hours, workers wash the blood from the garage floor at 2122 North Clark Street. The brick wall with 70 bullet holes stays. The garage continues operating. Business as usual. The building stands for decades. Gets demolished in 1967. The bricks from the bullet-riddled wall get sold. End up in different places. Some in museums. Some in private collections. A few bricks now sit in the Mob Museum in Las Vegas. The massacre changes Chicago. Makes national headlines. Shows the brutality of Prohibition-era gang wars. Pressures police to act. Pressures politicians to respond. Federal agent Elliot Ness arrives in Chicago months later. Forms the Untouchables. Targets Capone's operations. Meanwhile, the speakeasies keep operating. The Green Mill on Broadway. The Green Door on Orleans Street. Room 21 on Wabansha Avenue. Hidden bars across Chicago. New York. Detroit. Las Vegas. Philadelphia. Milwaukee. Everywhere Prohibition creates demand, organized crime creates supply. In New York City, the bars operate differently. Denser population. More competition. More violence. The Lower East Side becomes a hub. Multiple gangs. Multiple territories. Lucky Luciano controls much of it. 85 East 4th Street. A building in the East Village. Luciano opens a speakeasy on the 3rd floor. Calls it Palm Court. Not just a bar. Also runs a casino upstairs. Gambling tables. Poker. Craps. Blackjack. Money flows. A brothel operates on another floor. 3 income streams. 1 location. Police get paid to look away. Luciano meets there with other mobsters. Maya Lansky. Frank Costello. Bugsy Siegel. They plan operations. Split territories. Avoid conflicts. Sometimes. 102 Norfolk Street. Another building on the Lower East Side. Behind a toy company storefront. Through an alley. A hidden door. Inside, Ratner's back room. A speakeasy. Siegel and Lansky meet there regularly. The back room has multiple exits. Doors to Norfolk Street. Doors to the alley. Doors to adjacent buildings. Underground passages. Perfect for quick escapes. If police raid the front, mobsters exit the back. If rivals attack, multiple escape routes exist. Luciano prefers meeting behind a secret bookcase at Ratner's. Push the right book. The shelf swings open. A small room behind. Soundproof. Private. Secure. He conducts business there. Negotiates deals. Settles disputes. Makes decisions that affect the entire East Coast. 80 Street Marks Place. 1922. Frank Hoffman buys a building. Bootlegger. Smart. Careful. Hoffman opens Scheib's place. Named after his associate Walter Scheib. Scheib runs the day-to-day operations. Hoffman supplies the liquor. Builds the connections. Pays the bribes. The speakeasy becomes popular. Jazz bands play nightly. Police officers drink alongside gangsters. Nobody asks questions. Al Capone visits when in New York. Sits at the bar. Drinks. Listens to jazz. Hoffman worries about taxes. Sees what happened to others. Tax evasion charges. Prison. He keeps cash on hand. A lot of cash. Installs 2 safes in the building. One in the cellar. One upstairs. Nobody knows except Hoffman and Scheib. December 5, 1933. Prohibition ends. The 21st Amendment passes. Legal alcohol returns. Speakeasies either close or become legal bars. Scheib's place goes legitimate. Hoffman disappears. Just leaves. Nobody sees him go. Nobody hears from him again. Scheib keeps running the bar. Doesn't ask questions. Howard Otway buys the building at 80 St. Mark's Place. Former Scheib's place. Otway explores the property. Finds the 2 safes in the cellar. The first safe, empty. Cleaned out. Nothing inside. The second safe, locked. Otway gets it open. Inside, a headshot photograph of a showgirl. And cash. $2 million. Approximately 16 million in modern currency. But Hoffman supposedly had 12 million. Where's the other 10 million? Nobody knows. Some say Hoffman came back. Snuck in. Took what he needed. Left the rest. Some say someone else found it first. Some say it never existed. Otway keeps the money. Keeps quiet about it. The building changes hands again. Otway's son owns it now. The building still stands. Currently houses the William Barnacle Tavern. Las Vegas, Nevada. Bugsy Siegel arrives in the desert. Sees potential. Empty land. Cheap. Nevada allows gambling. Legal casinos. No competition yet. Just small operations. Siegel envisions something bigger. Grander. A luxury hotel and casino. The Flamingo. Siegel buys land on what will become the Las Vegas Strip. Starts construction. Gets money from Maya Lansky. From Frank Costello. From other East Coast mobsters. The budget grows. Costs escalate. Siegel keeps requesting more funds. The investors get nervous. December 26, 1946. Evening. The Flamingo opens. Partial opening. Casino ready. Hotel not finished. Siegel throws a grand opening party. Invites celebrities. Clark Gable arrives. Other Hollywood stars. Press coverage. Publicity. Siegel smiles for cameras. Drinks champagne. Greets guests. The night becomes a disaster. Bad weather keeps guests away. Those who come lose little money. The casino loses money instead. Poor planning. Incomplete facilities. Within 2 weeks, Siegel closes the Flamingo. Promises to reopen. Needs time to finish construction. March 1, 1947. The Flamingo reopens. This time called the famous Flamingo. Full hotel operational. Better staff. Better management. But business still struggles. Not enough profit. Not enough to repay the loans. Lansky wants his money. Costello wants his money. Other investors want their money. Rumors spread. Siegel is skimming. Taking cash for himself. Building a nest egg. Planning to disappear. June 20, 1947. 10:45 p.m. Beverly Hills, California. 810 North Linden Drive. Siegel sits in Virginia Hill's living room. His girlfriend's house. Reading the Los Angeles Times. Sitting on a chintz sofa near the window. His associate Alan Smiley sits nearby. A figure appears outside. In the garden. By the window. Raises a .30 caliber military carbine. Aims through the window. Fires 9 shots. The first bullet hits Siegel in the head. Travels through his skull. His right eye exits his face. Lands 15 feet away. Other bullets hit his chest. His body. He dies instantly. Smiley ducks. Survives unharmed. Police arrive. Investigate. Find the shooter's position. Find shell casings. Find footprints. No witnesses come forward. No murder weapon recovered. No arrests made. The case remains unsolved. But everyone knows. The mob handles its own problems. Siegel borrowed too much. Delivered too little. Disrespected the wrong people. Within minutes of Siegel's death, mobsters walk into the Flamingo in Las Vegas. Take over operations. Claim ownership. Change management. The casino starts turning profit. Becomes successful. Grows. Expands. The Flamingo still operates today at 3555 South Las Vegas Boulevard. The original building long demolished. But the name remains. The legacy continues. Tony Spilotro arrives in Las Vegas years later. 1970s, sent by the Chicago outfit. Oversees mob interests on the Strip. Collects debts. Enforces rules. Spends time at Champagne's Cafe at 3557 South Maryland Parkway. A dive bar. Nothing fancy. Spilotro holds court there. Makes deals. Settles disputes. The bar still operates. Now known for karaoke. Locals recognize its history. Some avoid it. Some embrace it. Chicago continues its relationship with mob-owned bars long after Prohibition ends. 226 Club operates at 226 South Wabash Avenue. Capone runs it during the 1920s. No secret passages. No hidden doors. The club serves alcohol openly. Pours drinks into teacups. Coffee cups. Customers drink tea and coffee filled with whiskey and gin. Police raid occasionally. Find nothing they can prove in court. The club stays open. Upstairs from 226 Club, a brothel operates. Capone's picture hangs on the wall. A reminder. A warning. Everyone knows who owns the building. The building changes hands multiple times over decades. Becomes the Exchequer Restaurant in 1982. Serves food and drinks. Legal this time. The building still stands. Still serves customers. 6340 Lincoln Avenue. Another Chicago location. Room 21. The largest of Capone's speakeasies. Massive operation. Multiple rooms. Capacity for hundreds. During a raid, Elliot Ness and his men seized 200,000 gallons of alcohol. Enormous quantity. Proof of the scale. The building has tunnels underneath. Former owners discover them years later. The tunnels likely used for smuggling. Moving alcohol. Hiding from raids. The building becomes Via Veneto decades later. An Italian restaurant. Event space. The tunnels remain. Sealed now. But still there. Beneath the foundation. Part of the history. Detroit, Michigan. 450 West 4th Street. Anchor Bar opens early in the 20th century. Becomes a hangout for journalists. Judges. Police officers. Respectable clientele. But also attracts less respectable types. Charles Chicky Sherman uses Anchor Bar as headquarters in the 1960s. Sherman runs a sports gambling operation. Bookmaking. Takes bets on football. Baseball. Basketball. Works with good-looking Solly Schindel. Both men operate under supervision of the Giacalone brothers. Real mobsters. Connected. Powerful. The Giacalone brothers never get their hands dirty. They oversee. Collect percentages. Stay in the background. One brother, Anthony Giacalone, becomes a suspect in the disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa, Teamsters Union leader. Hoffa vanishes in July 1975. Last seen in a restaurant parking lot. Waiting for a meeting. Allegedly with Giacalone. Hoffa never seen again. Body never found. Case never solved. Federal agents raid Sherman's gambling operation. Arrest him. Shut down the betting ring. Sherman gets convicted. Serves time. Schindel gets murdered soon after. Shot. Killed. The Giacalones walk away. Never charged. Never arrested. Anchor Bar continues operating. Rebrands as a sports bar years later. Shiny. Modern. The mob history fades into local legend. Las Vegas, Nevada. 1516 South Las Vegas Boulevard. Rinaldo Dino Bartolomucci buys a bar in the 1970s. Purchases it from Eddie Trasher. Notorious mobster. Trasher ran the bar as Ringside Liquors. Operated illegal gambling in the back rooms. Took sports bets. Card games. Dice. Trasher allegedly installed spikes behind a wall. A customer tried punching through. Found spikes instead. Left bleeding. Never came back. Trasher moves to Florida eventually. Continues bookmaking. Gets caught. Decides to cooperate. Becomes an FBI informant. Testifies against other mob figures. Gets protection. Changes identity. The bar in Vegas becomes Dino's Bar. Neighborhood joint. Locals only. Bartolomucci keeps it simple. Cheap drinks. No pretense. The bar still operates. Still serves the neighborhood. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 712 to 14 South Street. Ma's restaurant opens. Becomes a meeting place for Philadelphia mob. Nicky Scarfo eats there regularly. Philadelphia crime family boss. Violent. Ruthless. Scarfo uses Ma's restaurant for discreet meetings. Business discussions. Territory decisions. Arthur Palulo owns the restaurant. Associated with Scarfo. Later gets convicted of extortion. Serves prison time. Scarfo likely eats his last meal as a free man at Ma's restaurant. 1987. Gets arrested shortly after. Convicted. Sentenced to life. Dies in prison 30 years later. 2017. The building on South Street changes hands. Becomes a cantina. Then a seafood restaurant. Then Bon Mi and Bottles. Vietnamese restaurant and bar. The mob history buried under new ownership. New menus. New customers. 1026 Wolf Street. Also Philadelphia. Vincent Marguerite opens a tavern. 1936. Caters to the local Italian community. The move angers local thugs. They see it as competition. Disrespect. February 1936. Someone places a bomb on the front doorstep. Detonates. Damages the entrance. Marguerite repairs the damage. Reopens the next day. Refuses to be intimidated. April 1936. Another bomb. Same location. Front doorstep. Bigger explosion this time. More damage. Marguerite worries about neighborhood families. Children nearby. Safety concerns. He sells the bar. Leaves the business. The bar continues operating. Gets nicknamed Bomb Bomb by locals. The name sticks. Becomes official in 1951. Bomb Bomb Restaurant. Barbecue joint now. The name remains. A reminder. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 422 South 2nd Street. A building stands. 1924. Mafia takes control. Tells authorities it's a soda bottling operation. Legitimate business. Paperwork filed. Permits obtained. But inside, Capone runs a different operation. Brothel upstairs. Speakeasy downstairs. Illegal alcohol flows. Money flows. The operation continues until 1946. Prohibition long over. But other illegal activities persist. The building becomes Shaker's Cigar Bar eventually. Considered the most haunted bar in Wisconsin. Reports of unexplained noises. Shadows. Cold spots. Former employees report seeing figures. Hearing voices. Glasses moving on their own. Whether ghosts or imagination, the building's history lingers. New York City. 53 Christopher Street. The Stonewall Inn operates as a bar and restaurant. 1930s later becomes controlled by the Genovese crime family. Matty the Horse Ianiello runs operations. The mob sees profit in the gay community. Marginalized. Targeted by police. Perfect customers for an illegal bar. Ianiello bribes police officers. Pays thousands monthly. The bar operates without a liquor license. No fire exits. Unsanitary conditions. Glasses washed in dirty water. But it stays open. Protected. June 28, 1969. 1:20 a.m. Police raid the Stonewall Inn. Routine harassment. Arrests expected. But this time, customers fight back. Resist arrest. Others gather outside. Throw objects. Confront police. The resistance grows. Continues for days. The Stonewall riots. A turning point. The mob closes the bar shortly after. Too much attention. Too much heat. The bar doesn't reopen in its original form until 2007. The buildings remain. Across America. Chicago. New York. Las Vegas. Detroit. Philadelphia. Milwaukee. The speakeasies. The mob bars. Some demolished. Some transformed. But many still stand. Still serve drinks. The bullet holes patched. The blood washed away. The tunnels sealed. But the history embedded in the walls.